Hi, my name is Angie Bear. I'm going to be teaching a Bible survey course of the Old Testament, and we're calling it God's Plan of Redemption so that we can have this understanding of how the Old Testament is actually very important to this new discovery of who Christ is and what he has paid for us in the New Testament. And in this Old Testament survey, we're going to be hitting every single book and finding Jesus in every single book. It's going to be a really exciting time for your student to have a grand scope and a big understanding of the narrative as a whole. We're going to start with, of course, creation and talk about how God intended for us to have relationship with him. And then, of course, how that was broken in the fall. And then God has this amazing plan all throughout, leading up to this climax of Jesus coming to redeem us and to restore what was lost, that we were supposed to have before the fall. So this is going to be a very exciting time. I know as a child, I was very disconnected with all the stories. I'd hear the stories here and there, and I'd understand from the flannel graphs and all those amazing stories as a child growing up in church, but they didn't seem to have an order, and they didn't have a narrative that is complete. And so in this class, I'm planning to help students take all the stories that they've heard as younger kids, elementary students, and help them understand the big whole picture from a chronology and a timeline that makes sense. Also, one of the things that is really important to me is to help the students understand God actually has a plan that he is trying to connect with them, even today, not just the Old Testament and his plan then, but his plan today that is fitting in. So there's going to be some spiritual formation. One thing, just to ease anything that might be a little concerning, is that there are stories in the Old Testament that I would consider a rated R. We're not going to be discussing those in detail. We're going to hit this at a level that is appropriate for these middle school students, so parents can rest at ease on that. But there are a lot of interesting stories that play into our everyday life that increase our faith, that point us closer to Jesus, that help us in our journey as we walk this faith road. And these students are going to be at the place where they are making the decision themselves to follow God. And that's what we're hoping to do, is build some understanding of building their faith in Christ. So I'm hoping to see your student there. I'm excited. This is going to be a great course.